Hello everyone, my name is Maria, I'm 31 years old and I'm a patient with the diagnosis Lichen sclerosus. So I just want to tell you the first main reason that I'm creating this blog is education. It's a rare disease, not many people are aware of it, but a lot of people have it and they don't even know it. Let's begin with a little disclaimer here. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in this particular problem. All that I will say in this vlog is based on my own experience and on the experience of those people who shared the same problems with me for 4 years of my research, of me trying to find some answers that the doctors couldn't give me. I really hope that some of you will find something, some answers, like I wanted to find them when my symptoms just revealed themselves at the beginning, 4 years ago, at the beginning of the problem. So hopefully I can provide you with some information. I'm not inviting you to use the medications I will name here or to do anything I did, but still I hope that all this will be somehow useful for you. So if you're watching this video, I dare to guess that you or somebody close to you are experiencing now the set of symptoms that is consistent with the pattern of lichen sclerosus, or probably you've already been diagnosed with this autoimmune flaw. Let me tell you, firstly, that I'm really sorry that it's happening to you, but please, hang on. Don't think that everything is over, that life is over, that it doesn't have a treatment yet, or something like that. Wait a second. What I want to say is you're not alone. When I began my research, there was not much information about this disease. So when I got my biopsy done, and when I got the diagnosis, I was in shock because previously I researched it and I couldn't find literally anything useful, especially in the Runet, the Russian internet. Well, I'll tell you later why. So secondly, I want to tell you, please don't freak out. Your mental health in this condition is very important. Let me tell you it's crucial, because your mental health directly affects how you feel. You won't do much better for your health if you freak out. Trust me. What you have to do is to take it under control, to take your emotions under control. I know how hard is that. Trust me, I know it. Thirdly, you can live with it. You can live with it and you can stop the disease on its tracks. So basically, not everyone can find a solution very quickly, but please, I beg you, don't stop doing it. I've been looking for a solution for 4 years. I'm still not sure that I found it, but I can tell you for sure that you can do this. If you stop, then the disease will evolve, then it can, take some other forms and some other ugly consequences for your skin, for your sexual health, for, anything. So please just don't stop searching for an answer. Don't stop searching for a treatment for you, because it's there. It's somewhere there. It's like living with any other chronic illness. No one says it's easy to find a solution, but still, I'm sure it's possible. So let me tell you my story. But first, I want to tell you this. If you have this itching, burning, strange sensation in your genital area and every possible test came back negative to you, please consider a biopsy, because this is the only thing that showed me what was happening to me. So, okay, let's begin. My story began in 2018 when I felt this strange burning sensation in my genital area. I knew that I didn't do anything to deserve it. I didn't have a partner at that moment, so I knew that it couldn't be an STD or something like that. Still, I went through every possible test that every possible doctor could put me through. And every test like every test came back negative. I lived with that for, maybe half a year. I used every possible cure, hormonal, pimafuscin, something like antifungus or whatever. I used creams, I used anti-inflammatory, I used anything, literally anything, and nothing helped. In April 2019, I decided to take the test, the biopsy. The biopsy is basically when they cut a little bit of skin from you and test it in the laboratory. Of course, it sounds scary. Let's be honest about it. It sounds scary, but still it's the only option for those who don't know what's happening to them, but it's definitely skin inflammation that doesn't go away. When I decided to go through the biopsy, I actually knew something was deadly wrong, let's say that. And I had several diseases on my mind, and when the test came back, I already knew it would be Lichen sclerosus. So basically, this disease is about your autoimmune system being too vigorous to destroy your own skin. It's not a rare disease, despite the common knowledge. A lot of women and men actually suffer from it, but they don't get tested properly. And, some doctors can see it only at some really, really late levels, when your skin get patched with white all over. If it's about women, then when the labia minora and labia majora just stick together and grow into each other. The fact is, the earlier you find out, the earlier you see your disease, then the better the result can be. To say that I was destroyed probably is to say nothing. When you have a disease like that, you don't feel yourself like a woman, because you know that there'll be no love life, no partner, no anything. That were my thoughts back then, because with this constant burning, how can I have a partner if it was even, painful to use the toilet? Painful to sit, painful to walk, painful to stand, painful to sleep. I was trying to find some doctors, but in Russia it's really hard. This disease is not very researched in the whole world. If it's not researched in the whole world, then in Russia it's even worse than that. I still was trying to find a doctor in Moscow. And I found several, but they were absolutely useless. Then I found this one. I won't name you this doctor, but let's say that she has a practice in the center, in the city center, and her clinic, well, it's not that famous, but still it's okay. So practically any doctor told me, you have to undergo some laser treatment, CO2 laser treatment. Somebody calls it Mona Lisa laser, somebody calls it other names. There are a lot of CO2 lasers, there are a lot of brands of them. Anyway, it's a destructive laser that irritates your skin, destroys some very, very micro level of your skin, which is believed to make your organism reproduce some collagen. So back then, the doctor told me that my stage was early, that it will take me only, using some cream with vitamin E, something with retinol. Later, she discovered that vitamin E and retinol weren't useful at all, so she decided to give me 2 sessions of laser. Well, at first it was 1 session. Then when 1 session didn't work, she said, okay, we'll do the 2nd session, but it will be the last, just trust me. She constantly changed her mind Because first she told me that 1 would be enough, then she told me that 2 would be the maximum, then she started to speak about the 3rd one for some reason, which is basically very strange if my stage was really early. After the 2nd laser procedure, I realized that it worsened my condition like double worse. My skin was constantly inflamed, red, and it lost its turgor. I wrote a review once back in 2020 maybe, because I was so enraged with this results that the CO2 laser gave me. So I really wanted to tell some other people that, come on, if you have skin atrophy, if you have skin lichens, then guys, come on, a destructive laser can't actually give you any good. Still, the doctors, they just don't know what to do because they have an algorithm and they, invite you to undergo this, every step of this algorithm they have, and then they tell you, I'm sorry, there is nothing I can do. Maybe you should go to a therapist. I mean, seriously, that's what that woman told me after 2 laser procedures when I called her and told her that my situation has worsened after the 2nd procedure. She told me, well, there's nothing I can do for you, maybe you should go to a therapist. Your mental health will be really weak at the moment when you find out your diagnosis, right? But still, please, don't go there. Your antidepressants or whatever, they won't change it. They won't change the situation with your skin, definitely. It was an advice of a doctor who doesn't know what to do, and I suspect that she didn't know what she was doing from the beginning. She wasn't qualified enough to help me. Still, there was one positive thing that I learned from her. It's the treatment with the ointment they called tacrolimus. I used the one that was produced in Ireland. It's called Protopic. I used it every day for 3 years, twice a day. So it really helped me, because if we're talking about lichen sclerosus, it's, as I said earlier, it's your immune system going nuts, right? So you have to have some immune depressant. Tacrolimus is exactly what it is. It's autoimmune depressant that suppresses your immune system locally. So, of course, before trying that, please consult your doctor, and please just see the side effects. Just go to the instruction and see the side effects section, because sometimes some side effects will affect you even more than the disease itself. And when I wrote a review, I found out that there are a lot of women in Russia, in Belarus, who actually have the same skin condition, who tried literally everything that the doctors in their countries had in arsenal, but had no positive results. So I just want to thank them for sending me messages, for talking, for discussing this problem, because we learned a lot of new things from each other. So basically these 2 procedures took me to the next stage of the disease. That's when I decided to seek for help in some other country. That's how I found the doctor in the United Kingdom. So now I went through 3 sessions of PRP, that's a platelet-rich plasma therapy. In some countries like Russia, cosmetologists do this therapy, and it's basically, in Russia, it's a cosmetology procedure, right? It's not very useful for the treatment of the disease. I don't know what's wrong with them, but still, you can't undergo this procedure like every week or every 5 days or something. It's just not right. So the first procedure was in November, the second procedure was after a month, and the next procedure was after a month and a half. So it's not ideal. Ideally, you have to have these procedures maybe after 2 months after one another. Now, my burning sensation is lower, much lower. It's almost non-existent. So that was my story in short. In some other videos I will describe some other details. In conclusion, I want to say that, guys, this is not the end. This is not cancer. This is not something terrible. Yes, the consequences could be terrible if you don't do anything about it. Just remember this. First step to the successful treatment, to the successful remission, is to find out what's going on with you. So if you have this constant itching, constant burning in your genital area, if you started to notice some white patches appearing, just please do the biopsy. That's a really good method to find out what's going on with you. And then after that, when you confirm your diagnosis, you can manage it. I wish you to have a good health. I wish you to have the answer that you're looking for, and I wish you to be a very strong person. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my company. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to see some new videos very soon, because I will describe you some other details, some treatment, some mental health tips, some fashion tips, because if you have this condition, you have to dress properly, not to affect your genital area, right? So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!